Hey, what's up, everybody? It's the liberal loudmouth. So this is kind of a breaking news story because they believe they have a man in custody who is the shooter of Brian Thompson. And there's some irony with how this person was caught, and I'll get to that in just a second. But let's pull up this New York Times article. Live updates. Investigators of CEO's killing are questioning a man in Pennsylvania. A law enforcement officer said a suspect had been identified by someone who spotted him in a McDonald's in Altoona in western Pennsylvania. A man is being held for questioning in connection with last week's killing of a health insurance executive in Midtown Manhattan, according to 3 law enforcement officials briefed on the investigation. The man was identified based on a tip from someone who spotted him at 9:15 a.m. on Monday in a McDonald's restaurant in Altoona. The ironic part is that in other reporting in Daily Mail and elsewhere, it said that the person that dialed in the tip was an elderly person, which I found ironic because the elderly person, who no doubt would have been a target of the disastrous policies of people like the CEO Brian Thompson to deny them care, is the one that called in the guy that shot the guy that would have denied this person care to the tune of 32% of the time. They denied claims, one of the worst health insurance companies in the entire country. The man being questioned in Altoona in connection with the killing of Brian Thompson is Luigi Mangione, according to 3 law enforcement officials. Mangione, who was detained at McDonald's this morning, was carrying identification with his name on it, along with fake ID, one of the officials said. He has not been charged in connection with the shooting. The handwritten manifesto found on the person of the man detained in Altoona criticized healthcare companies for putting profits above care, according to a senior law enforcement official. The man arrived in Altoona on a Greyhound bus, a senior law enforcement official said. Brian Thompson's killer is also believed to have taken a Greyhound when he arrived in New York City 10 days before the shooting. Okay, so now we know that Luigi Mangione is being looked at as the suspect in the Brian Thompson shooting. So now let's take a look at who they're reporting as being Luigi Mangione. I've got their LinkedIn profile pulled up here. So right here is what they are reporting is the LinkedIn profile of this guy. He he came from Honolulu, Hawaii, a data engineer at TrueCar. You can go through here. None of this appears to be wholly relevant necessarily. I mean, apparently this person worked to fix bugs for Civilization 6, which, doesn't really mean a whole lot. But here is an image, allegedly, of the guy that they have in question. Now, this does look like, at least the eyebrows, looks like the guy that did the shooting that they had been reporting on. Let's take a look. All right, so here's one of the images here. You can see the eyebrows are very similar. Let me scroll down a little bit. I believe right here is another one. Look at the eyebrows and the eyes. And then we come back here to this image. I mean, it looks pretty similar. I can't say with any certainty that it is him, but that looks really, really similar to him. Same eyes, kind of got that James Franco look to him. And then we go over to this person's Twitter profile, which there's an interesting, weird, kind of creepy thing about this that I'll get to in just a moment. But this is allegedly Luigi Mangione, who is the guy that they've got in custody, supposedly. And here he is again. This smile, very similar smile, very similar eyebrows. I'm no expert at this stuff, but I mean, look at that. Big old huge smile, right? Kind of cream colored skin, kind of fits with it all. MSc and BSc in computer science at Penn University. Now, what I found interesting was that Luigi doesn't post much of anything about healthcare companies assuming this is him. He doesn't post a lot on his Twitter profile about healthcare. Now, this person does post a lot about health-related stuff, but let me try and find the thing I had seen earlier. He quote tweets a guy named Tim Urban a little bit further down. Let me take a look here. And here's something. He reposted Jash Delani, your commitment to long-term civilizational success, Elon, is not universally shared. It's not even the majority position. What you call the woke mind virus cares about one thing only: equality. The levelers want to destroy everything because in the rubble, we will all be equal. This is in response to Elon Musk. This is a battle to the death with the anti-civilizational woke mind virus, because Elon Musk is just butthurt about his kid. This is kind of an ironic post. The person answers, it is no measure of good health to be well adjusted to a profoundly sick society, right? What are your thoughts on this quote? This person said, those who feel strong aversion to adjusting to a maladjusted society are deemed mentally ill, alcoholics, substance abusers, or slackers. They are corralled into 12-step groups and or mental hospitals or placed on medication or even just shunned, all in the attempt to make them conform and fit in when what really needs to change is the society itself, just as gun legislation will not end the senseless mass shootings, because what we really need to do is stop generating psychopaths as a culture. I couldn't agree more with that, but it's interesting that this person reposted something about gun violence and then allegedly did all of those things. I'm still trying to find this right here. I believe this book will go down in history as the most important philosophical text of the earliest century. So right here's what I was talking about, little weird, little kind of creepy, small world type deal. This person had responded to the guy that was quote tweeted by Luigi. And I had responded in this thread that was quote tweeted by Luigi. Not that it matters, but it's just kind of interesting. This was last year. This person said, Tim, you've outdone yourself. Only on page 34 and just got punched in the face by Sing San. If you want the truth to stand clear before you, never be for or against. The struggle between for and against is the mind's worst disease. To which I responded, that sounds like terrible advice. Always ride the fence. Sorry, but that doesn't get anywhere. There are things that are ambiguous, which you can be ambivalent about, but there are things that require a decision to be made. I mean, it wasn't really much of anything, but it was just kind of crazy. But if you go through this person's Twitter profile, you don't see much, if any, that I could find conversations about healthcare industry. Now, you can clearly tell that this person was opposed to the status quo, was opposed to this billionaire class running shit, and how this person criticized Elon Musk's take on civilization. It's like, civilization is fucked. And if you won't fix civilization, you're pissing on and shitting on the people that are just trying to get by and aren't like you, then we have a serious problem. And, largely I agree. But, this is just just basic Twitter profile. You wouldn't go across here and think anything of it. Now, again, we don't know that this is the person that did it. We don't know. It is so if this isn't the person and I'm over here blasting this guy's Twitter profile out, my bad, but I clicked on it through a news article, so forgive me, but I want to clarify. I don't know. I do find it interesting that they claim that he had the fake ID that he used to go to the hostel, that he had the gun on him with the silencer, I guess the same gun on his person, a week after the shooting, and that he has this manifesto, on his person when he gets arrested that was railing about health insurance companies. Now, I find that a little odd, that all just tied up in a neat little bow. Some elderly person calls the guy in who shoots the CEO of a company that would have most likely 30% of the time denied that elderly person's need for medical care if they were using United Healthcare. And then they show up at this McDonald's, which also doesn't make a whole lot of sense given this guy's, appearance to love health stuff. I mean, just look at the guy's picture. You can tell he takes care of himself if this is the person again. And posts a lot about health stuff, even about how to work out, how to get bigger, how to lose weight, things like that. So they find him at a McDonald's and just have all of this stuff on him. So is this a scapegoat? Is there more to this story than we know? Are they leaving stuff out, or are they just trying to tie this up so that CEOs aren't scared shitless anymore? I don't know, but it all seems a little nice and neat for my taste. Who knows what the hell this was about? But, you know, Occam's razor would tell you, well, it's probably somebody pissed off at the healthcare industry, either because the billionaires have taken over and they're just going to continue to shit on everybody else, or because a family member was denied medical care and then is now suffering or died as a result of that. And this person was like, you know what, fuck this. And it goes on. Some people are saying it was an Italian hitman. You know, some people are, you know, still sticking to the professional hitman, and that there's a lot of other things behind the scenes that we don't know about. I don't know. There doesn't appear to be any kind of like nefarious conspiracy that I can see, but I haven't also looked too hard into it. You know, crazier things have happened. But I will point out the amount of fucking resources that New York City and, you know, pretty much the world put towards finding this guy. If that had been a homeless guy that had gotten gunned down, you know, they would have spent, what, a day or two on it. It's like, well, you know, he got away. We couldn't trace him after he got to Central Park. You think they would have spent the man hours on any other person? Oh, I seriously doubt it. But they went balls to the wall with this dude. Of course, he kind of made it easy for him, I guess, leaving a backpack, a cell phone, DNA. You know, for a professional hit, that doesn't seem very professional, but what the hell do I know? I don't know anything about the world of hitmen. But again, it seems if they're going to go with this is the guy and that's the person's Twitter, there's like nothing in there about healthcare that I could find. And I scrolled for a while. Generally speaking, anti-establishment rhetoric, yes, to a degree, but from an academic standpoint, not from I'm an emotional person and I'm going to react in emotional ways or act out violently. I don't get that at all from this person. I mean, this dude went to University of Pennsylvania, worked on Civilization 6, if that's the LinkedIn profile. I don't know. I guess we'll see, but let me know what you think in the comment section. Am I a little crazy to think that this is really nice and neat and everything was just packaged up for him? The fake ID that was used, the same one, the gun, the manifesto, all on this person's body, and he's at a McDonald's, which doesn't appear to jive with this person's lifestyle. Am I nuts, or do you think I'm onto something there? Let me know what you think in the comment section. And guys, if you like this stuff, I will do breaking videos for things that happen like this so that, you know, you don't have to necessarily keep on top of it and you don't have to read the articles. So hit the like and subscribe button if you haven't done so already. And I'll promise to bring you this content as you're seeing it right now, you know, with a bit of a spin on it, but I'll bring the facts to you first. Anyway, this is the Liberal Loudmouth, and we'll catch you in the next video. Peace.